what does it do for the consistency of your offense when you get some guys off the bench for the first time and they immediately become a couple of the biggest contributors?
It's fun to watch. Continue to say it, but man, I feel like every at bat's a damn dogfight. I mean, every pitch is important. Every inning is its own game within a game, and you can see it. We score a couple runs, and the next inning we're just starting from scratch. Like, first guy has to get on, and it's contagious. But to see a couple of those guys, Gorman, awesome game. We talked about his contact being better in spring, him using the big part of the field, and we saw that even his miss to left center, just missed that. But overall, those at-bats were extremely positive. And then Pajes, really good swings, short to the ball, drove that one for a homer, but all his at-bats looked really good. So those are real positives.
We talked about it a little yesterday, but in terms of these games being not only proof of concept, but also a bar for you guys to be able to reach kind of as the year goes on, it's the importance of seeing it, playing through it, like this is what it looks like when this keeps going.
Yeah, today's game's over, and the guys are focused on what's next and taking that same approach and mindset into the very next pitch of next game. So, yeah, you think of building upon what we've just done, but no different than every inning. It's like a new start. Let's go. The guys have done a good job of that.
How do you see that? I guess the mindset that you were just describing there about at-bats being a dog fight. How does that show up in other phases?
I think you can see it in our defense. That's been a real positive. Mason Wynn in the 8th inning there hits that pop-up to center. He's standing on second base when it's caught. Regardless of score, regardless of how it's going for each guy individually, you're seeing a style of play that's just hard. It's the right way to play the game. And the overall just dugout, the conversations in there have been really positive. So I like what we're seeing.
You said for weeks that you thought Pajes could be much better at the plate, and maybe some people gave him credit for. What were the signs that led you to believe that?
Man, his swing, he's got a good swing. Controls the strike zone. He's short to the ball, can handle different styles of pitches. I mean, we've just seen him in stretches do some really positive things, and I think he's continuing to work hard, and he's diligent with his pregame stuff with Brownie to make sure he continues to take steps in the right direction. We're seeing that on a daily basis, so for him to get rewarded like he did today is awesome to see. Yeah.
Oli Marmol, it's a well-played series through and through, but is there something specific about this team or how you play that stood out to you or impressed you?
Yeah, I would say we did a lot of things positive. We've hit the ball all over the park. We've pitched it well. Our pen has gotten ahead of just about everybody. Our defense has been very smooth, but we're convicted about playing the game the right way and playing it hard, and that's what's been consistent throughout every inning of these 3 games.
Gorman was a guy who worked a lot with Grant Brown. You're seeing that come out today.
Yep.
He takes a great at-bat, crushes the baseball. What in particular with the way that Grant Brown has got guys to build on that individual style of hitting, how do you like to see over these 3 games?
Man, when you talk about Gorman specifically, we know he's got a ton of power. It's a matter of putting the ball in play more often, and that's what we started to see in spring training. He didn't start off that way while he was trying to transfer his work into the game. But then we saw his contact rate where we wanted it to be, and then he touches it, it goes a long ways. So, but there's been good buy-in all the way throughout that offense. Brant cares, and he's also really good at holding guys accountable to their plan. So it's been good. Yeah.
Well, the 3-0 start's even bigger for a group that maybe people aren't expecting much from it, as much as you believe in the group, but for it to be kind of reinforced early to start like this.
I understand the question, but we don't think of it that way. We're focused on that clubhouse and making sure that we're playing the game the right way. So it's not a matter of proving anybody wrong or right. It's they're preparing well and they're executing.
Oli, over the course of the long season, obviously production will fluctuate.
Yeah.
Jeff was asked about proof of concept, and he asked about what you saw this year. What's sustainable from it? Is it that mindset?
I think it's the mindset part. Like, seasons are long, man. 162 is real, and you're gonna have weeks that are just don't look the way you want them to look from a production or performance standpoint. There's gonna be times where we make mistakes defensively. There's gonna be times where we go through a series and don't hit maybe 2 series, and we're not driving in runs, but the overall mentality and the demeanor and identity of the club has to remain the same. It's playing the game the right way and playing it hard. Even Mason today, man, he punches out for the second time, and he's the loudest guy in that clubhouse, making sure that the rest of the guys are into it. Like, that's meaningful. That's important. So yes, during the season there's going to be ups and downs, but you anchor down to the things that matter, and the guys are doing a good job of that to start with. Yeah.
Only on the pitching side, what did you see out of Palante, especially Matt's coming out of the bullpen there?
Man, did a nice job. That walk led to a run in the first. The slider was a big pitch for him. Was able to run that sinker. Didn't use it a ton, but when he did, it was effective. And then Matty coming in and finishing that game was key for us to be fresh leading into this next series against the Angels. So I thought Matty looked good. Threw some curveballs underneath. Got 3 pop-ups with it. Got a punch out with it as well. Velo was there. He was aggressive in the zone. So yeah, I'm happy with what we saw on the pitching side for sure.
Steven pitched pretty well for you in spring, ends up kind of in the bullpen for these first couple of turns through the rotation. Just the importance of him grabbing the opportunity that he had today and showing out.
Yeah, I don't think it's a matter of showing. He's done that, right? We've talked at length about why we're doing this. It creates length in case of an injury with Libby being stretched out and him being stretched out. And so he knows when his next real start is, but we'll use him and he'll be flexible out of the pen until then.